close. The Horseheads baseball team talks about facing Massapequa in a Class AA state semifinal during practice June 5 at Horseheads High School. Andrew Legare, alegare at stargazette.com, at Secondary Legare Horseheads has put together 4 postseason victories to reach the Class AA Final Four in baseball. Those wins represent just a small portion of the Blue Raiders' path to this rare opportunity. Go back 7 years and several members of this team were playing together in the first of 2 Little League state tournaments. Take a trip back to last year, when the Raiders made a late-season surge to win a sectional title. This season has included a fruitful trip to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, along with a big wake-up call just a few games ago. The end result is Horseheads' 2 wins from the program's second state championship. The Raiders, 19-3, take on Section 8 champion Massapequa, 20-6, at 2 p.m. Friday at Union Endicott's Pete Sylvester Field in the first semifinal. Section 3's Baldwinsville meets Section 5's Victor at 5 in the other game, with the winners meeting at 1 p.m. Saturday at Binghamton University. From the beginning of the season, we were shooting for states, senior first baseman Frank Wayman Jr. said. When we lost a couple games in the middle of the season, we kind of got a little worried about that. But after sectionals, we kind of picked it up again and we have a chance to win states. This is only the second appearance in the Final Four for Horseheads, which is one of Section 5's top programs and has produced major league talent such as Kurt Manwaring and Greg Kegel, whose nephew, Max, is on this team. The first came in 1999, with that team winning the state title in Class A, which at the time was the largest classification in New York State. Horseheads advanced here with a 7-2 victory over Kingston on Saturday, which marked the Raiders' 6th trip to the state tournament since 2010. I think it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because only 4 people get to go every year, senior outfielder Tony Burlingame said. It's something we've done only once as an organization at Horseheads, and that was 1999. Every other year we've won sectionals, we've lost in the regional final or regional semis. Of the 15 players on the roster, 10 played on those Little League teams that won District 6 titles on their way to the state tournament, first as a 9 to 10-year-old team in 2011 and then again as an 11 to 12 team in 2013. They have grown up in a community where winning baseball is a source of pride, and it's understood those victories don't come without commitment. There's a certain standard that we have to keep around here, so everyone's work ethic is very high, Wayman said. Last year Horseheads came on strong late to advance to states before losing 4-3 to Arlington in 8 innings in a regional semifinal. With several key players back this season, there was optimism this season could stretch into June. One of those returning players is junior Mike Limoncelli, son of head coach Jeff Limoncelli and a member of both of those Horseheads Little League state tourney teams. It's pretty crazy, but I'm not surprised, he said of reaching the Final Four. We've got a lot of kids who work so hard to be here, so I think it's all worth it and it's well-deserved. By photo, Horseheads players hold up their plaque after beating Corning for the Section 4 Class AA title. Photo, Andrew Legare. Staff photo, Horseheads has a chance to become a state champion without winning its division. The Blue Raiders lost both regular season games to Corning, which went on to win the Southern Tier Athletic Conference West and overall stack titles. The Raiders have dominated since that second loss to Corning, outscoring their 4 postseason opponents by a collective 42-8. That included a Section 4 championship sweep of Corning by scores of 16-6 and 14-0. The lineup has drawn walks in bunches while coming up with plenty of timely hits. The pitching has dominated 3 of 4 postseason games, and the defense has been nearly perfect after making some uncharacteristic mental errors in a 5-0 semifinal victory over Elmira. We've stepped it up in sectionals, senior catcher Andrew Thompson said. We weren't worried about the Stack West or having an undefeated season or anything. We just knew once it was sectional time, we were going to lock in. That's what we've done. Autoplay show thumbnails show captions last slide next slide type on Forge Young. With so many of these players having been classmates and teammates for so long, there's a togetherness that has paid dividends on the field. All of us around here are just family, senior infielder Zachary Goodell said. We hang out all the time, said Mike Limoncelli. It's just a great group of guys and I love all of them. Those Little League years also helped teach the players how to play the right way. Limoncelli understands the importance of feeder programs, and the Little League All-Stars in Horseheads wear the same colors as their high school counterparts. Coach sees how they play and they look up to how we are and they all want to be on this team, Goodell said of the youngsters. Wayman said this has been his favorite season of 3 with the team, largely because of that closeness. Wayman and Jeff Limoncelli both said cohesiveness is a valuable asset on the diamond. I think it's huge, Limoncelli said. When you're together in 9 and 10s, and 11s and 12s, you're together for a long time. Everything you do is together. These kids like each other. They do. They like being around each other. There's 15 kids who hang out together and they support each other. That's big. We don't have 7 over there, and 8 over there, going separate ways. Those are teams that lose. You're not guaranteed to win all the time, but you're guaranteed, for me, as a coach, to have a special season in memory about a group of kids that really cared about themselves, their teammates and the game. By photo. Horseheads coach Jeff Limoncelli greets his son, Mike Limoncelli, after Mike pitched out of an inning during a win over Union Endicott on April 13 at Horseheads High School. Photo. Andrew Legare. Staff photo. Working vacation. By the time Horseheads left for Myrtle Beach during the 4th week of April, the Raiders had played just 3 games because of the wet and cold spring. Practice time outside was also hard to come by. Horseheads ended up playing 5 times in Myrtle Beach and won all 5, including 2 decisive victories over defending Class AA state champion Liverpool. The highlight of the trip was a 5-inning no-hitter from Brandon Kelly, who came back to no-hit Binghamton in his next start back in New York. We had some good practices down there. It was a productive trip, and once we got back, we didn't stop. We kept going, Thompson said. While the players were able to enjoy a bit of time on the beach, the trip was focused on baseball. Goodell said Horseheads became a ton better from the experience. We got to actually practice out there sometimes and play in some good weather, he said. We lived together for like 8 days. It creates a better bond for everyone, even if somebody's new on the team. Unwelcome runs. Horseheads lost back-to-back games to Corning and Ithaca during the regular season, then closed the campaign with a second loss to the Hawks in a game that decided the Stack West champ. The bright side of that setback was it allowed Horseheads to get back on the practice field after a stretch where the Raiders played 6 games over 5 days. Jeff Limoncelli is the anti-Allen Iverson when it comes to practice time, viewing it as vital for players to hone their skills. So when Horseheads came out flat against Elmira to start sectional play, he had the team run extensively afterward. Despite the victory, the frustration with the Elmira game was the mistakes we made were uncharacteristic, he said. It bothered me because I felt we had a really good week of practice and I expected us to really put on a show. Maybe not hitting all the time. That's hard to do, but making plays and being in the right spots. We did some things that were a little strange. If we didn't clean that up, there's no way we were going to beat Corning. so we cleaned some things up. The players ended up running from one foul pole in the outfield to the other 12 times. It definitely helped us step it up because we thought Elmira was going to be an easy win and we ended up coming out of there with 5 runs, Burlingame said. We ended up running 12 poles after that just to make sure that we knew that we didn't do a good job and that we needed to step it up. It got us fully locked in for the next games. Jeff Limoncelli said the players were also upset with their performance and had a meeting among themselves. While it might not have been evident that day, Burlingame said Limoncelli makes baseball fun for the players, with individual improvement and winning titles part of that fun. He's a fantastic coach, Burlingame said. He teaches us such great things. He gets on us if we mess up a little. He really wants to make us be good and he's the reason we're as good as we are, said Thompson. Intensity every day. He pushes us to the limit. We're never sitting down, we're always going. He wants the best for us. He's hard at times, of course, but I think it's helped us in the long run. Something to watch for if Horseheads wins a state title is a radically different hairstyle for Limoncelli. I said a royal blue mohawk if we win the thing, he said with a laugh. We'll see. By photo. Horseheads coach Jeff Limoncelli pitches batting practice to his players Tuesday at Horseheads High School. Photo. Andrew Legare. Staff photo. Offensive force of pitching and defense have been staples at Horseheads. That doesn't mean offense isn't a focus, but winning by a 5-2 score during the postseason is much more likely than winning by a 15-2 score. This team has been different. Horseheads is averaging 9.8 runs per game and its lowest output was 4. The Blue Raiders have scored 10 runs or more in 10 of 22 contests. The pitching staff has also done its job, with Trey Pranchotto shutting out Corning's potent lineup to wrap up the sectional title, and staff ace Mike Limoncelli pitching into the 7th against Kingston after shutting down Elmira in the sectional opener. And while the defense has been on point as well, it's hard to ignore the offensive output. It's crazy because we've always been pitching in defense, Mike Limoncelli said. That's Horseheads baseball, pitching and defense. We've hit out of our shoes this year, scoring 30 runs in 2 sectional games. Scoring 7 against Kingston, who is an amazing team. By photo. Annie Burlingame of Horseheads waits for his pitch May 8th during a 14-2 win over Elmira at Elmira High School. Photo. Andrew Legare. Staff photo. Part of the reason Horseheads is tough to pitch against is the balance in the lineup, 1 through 9. Mike Limoncelli said that is a key to baseball, having guys step up when others aren't having their best game. The Raiders combined for 22 walks in their 2 wins over Corning in the sectional finals. They came back with 9 more against Kingston. While some might view those numbers as representative of wild pitching, the common denominator in all 3 games was the guys at the plate. We're going up looking for one pitch, that fastball we can hit, Goodell said. If we don't get it in our zone, we're not swinging right away, until we are down 0-2. Kingston shut out Horseheads in regional finals in 2011 and 2012. 3 years ago Mamaroneck blanked the Raiders in another regional final. This year's Horseheads team was able to get the offense going early while putting up 7 runs. It helps to have a group, Jeff Limoncelli said, plays loose and has fun, which alleviates tension in big moments. Having the right collective mindset also goes a long way. We've been able to be disciplined and locked into our game plan, he said. It's produced a lot of walks. We're not hitting their pitches, we're hitting ours. That's why we've gotten this far. Class AA final for Friday's semifinals, at Union Endicott's Pete Sylvester Field, Section Fuss. Horseheads, 19-3, versus Section 8's Massapequa, 20-6, 2 p.m. Section 3's Baldwinsville, 19-3, vs. Section 5's Victor, 19-1, 5 p.m. Saturday's finals, at Binghamton University, semifinal winners, 1 p.m. Tickets, $8, available from https://gofan.co/app/events/24353 closing parenthesis. Follow at Sagandru Legare on Twitter. Game preview: Raiders will see familiar faces in semifinal. Raiders fall in softball. Horseheads season ends in 3-2 state quarterfinal loss to Minisink Valley Unified. Sports basketball league creates smiles, changes cultures in Section 4.